Hello, I am Lucas, and this is a look at the progression update and the changes that I've made to the province administration prototype. Okay, so you see this looks a little bit different. I'll go into the UI in a bit, but well, the gameplay is still similar. You still take actions and you do your thing. You notice that there's more stuff here. You can also see what the other characters are doing as well as yours. And one big change here is that there are now four options instead of three, except for the first one that we just did because that's kind of like a tutorial mode. But otherwise, there are always four, and there's always a rest option because people were complaining or giving very good feedback that sometimes we really wanted to rest and the option wouldn't come. So now there's always an option, and then you get the your other options as well. Um, but the main thing about this update is the progression. So just automate my actions and go quickly to the end of the season so I can show you that. So at the end of a season, you get your report and you continue from that. And this screen is new. So here you get to improve your focus, and the improvement, which here is +5, there's always a base of +1, and yeah, here was where it says that one from base increase. And then there's more depending on how much influence you gained in each season. So I gained 48, and for every 10 influence, that gives you another value. So if this was 50, this would have been a +5 from the influence. But because I didn't quite get to 50, that's a +4. Plus the base one, that's a 5. Anyway, you can choose which focus to improve. Um, and you have your three focuses as before, but now they're more evident in the UI. They're not hidden in their own window. So let's say I want to improve my administration thing, which is low. I can do that, and this is going to become a 7. And let me pause. And what this means, let's look at this screen right here. So we looked at the new progression screen. I talked about where the bonus comes from. And what the number does, the focus now gives a bonus to quality and contribution of work. The higher the value of the focus, the better the bonus. So if I focus this on work, if I I say, oh, I'm going to do some governor stuff here, then it is going to improve my work for that. And that basically the higher number is better, right? So the 10 is going to give me a better increase and so on than the 7, right? You want bigger numbers. That's the idea. Um, and let me turn off automation for us to see what that looks like in the action choices. Okay, so we have looked at the basis of the progression update, but you see that there's stats as well, and this is new. So each focus has a stat. Before they only had the values, but now they have the little round icon representing a stat. And the projects here and the actions here also have stats. And what this means is that you need to, well, you don't need to, but you can match your focus stats to your project stats and your action stats to get some bonuses there as well. And matching a focus stat to an action or project stat gives you a bonus. This way you can change your focus upon each new season and optimize your work. So yeah, I didn't do that, right? I just set this kind of randomly, but this would match the governor better because that's the same stat, and this would match the Publicani, and this one doesn't match anybody, so I can leave it whatever. But even though I wasn't matching anything, um, the actions also have stats which are random right now. So even though this action is for the governor, it's the action itself is a different stat, and the action was matching my focus, so I get a bonus for that. And the bonus is basically more quality or more contribution here. This number might be higher, so that's how that works. And but still, like, maybe it's not always the best, but there's some bonus involved. So let's do that one and see what appears next. Okay, so here we have a project match. So because we are focusing on the Publicani with the same stat, this P indicates that we have a match between the project stat and the focus stat. And we can also have the two matching. So here, the yellow stat icon matches both the focus and the project. So we get the two bonuses: the action match and the project match. Anyway, it's it's just about matching the icons, the stats, and you get bonuses for that. Um, So yeah, that's stat matching. We looked at progression, and gameplay wise, there's now always a rest action, which I already talked about that at the beginning, right? You can always rest. That's always a possibility. You can also, if you so unless you focus it, the rest will not show in the three main options. But if you focus, like if I set this one to rest, then I have a chance of getting some rest actions right here in the main three. And you can get better options that way by focusing rest. If you really need to rest, you don't have to rely on just this one option because you can get better ones sometimes. Um, there's also something that I forgot to put in here, which is how morale is working differently. Morale is a lot more important now, and you gain that through leisure actions, and through you can get those more often through leisure focus, because morale now affects the time that your actions take to complete, and that is like super important to have. So before, you could disregard morale and just really care about rest, but now you really need to care about morale as well. So there's more stuff to juggle there. I'll just do some random actions so that we get different choices. I need some rest, so I could do some of that. Um, okay, we got some different rest options here, right? And this is like focused rest because I have this, and this is definitely the better choice than the other rest options. But now I don't need it so much, so I actually should have changed that to a different focus. Um, we don't need morale, but this would have been a really good morale action if we needed that. Okay, so we looked into the morale changes, some UI stuff. The focus choices have been moved to the bottom. I've mentioned this. Oh, the province named also moved. So the province name is now over there. And that's just a little flavor thing right now. Of course, in the final game, it will matter a lot what your province is and so on, and the conditions of it, but this is just a prototype. You can use the mouse wheel to change the focus. Yeah, so this is just a convenience thing. Like if you don't want to like do two clicks here, you can just mouse wheel the change. Um, because of my resolution, this bar is moving a little bit, but this won't happen to you, hopefully. But yeah, you can do that. Sorry for the little bug here. Um, that's a thing you can do. Actions of all other characters are now shown below yours in the actions tab. Oh yeah, so this is what I was showing like right away. You see this, it's like, wow, there's so many little rectangles and colors. And this is just before you could see only yours, right, which was just the first line here, and now you can see everyone. You can just look at what everybody's doing. You can get the tooltips to see who they worked for, how much they rested, and so on. So you can get a pretty good overview of what's going on in the province and what other characters are doing. So that's cool. Um, so I talked about the A&P indicator over here, and that's just to see where your bonuses are coming from and whether the icons are matching or not. That's just a way so you don't have to look at this icon. Oh, do I have this? No, this indicators will show you right away if you are matching stuff or not. Uh, you can see AI focus on other info and tooltip when you mouse over NPCs names. Yeah. So you can do this here in the rankings, where you can see, okay, this guy is at 36% rest, 76% morale, he has 60 influence, which already shows here, but anyway. And you can see their focuses as well. And their focuses will affect the project. So if you really want to be thorough and you want to see what everybody's focusing on, oh, there's a lot of people on the Publicani, right? So that actually translates to what they do. So that's why the Publicani are like making a lot of progress here, because a lot of people are probably focusing them. Not that guy. This guy is. Anyway, they're but they might adapt their focuses as well. So when a season ends, um, like when you go to the new season and the projects end and you get their final result, and you pass to the new season, their project stats change. So new projects, new stats, and you can adapt your focuses to reflect that. Like this is probably something that you want to do. Oh, this was on the governor before because it was matching, but now I probably want to put that into the local elite. And this one now became my not matching anything, so I could put it somewhere else that I need, or I can put this on the governor. Anyway, it depends on what I want. And as you do this, the NPCs, the other characters, are going to be doing that as well. They will be adapting their focuses. So you might notice that the Publicani are getting a lot of projects done at the beginning and stuff, but as characters change their focuses, you might get some changes in that as well, and other groups might start doing better. Anyway, um, there was a bug that a lot of people complained about, which was that your very last action at the end of season, let me just improve something randomly and make that happen. So as you get closer to the final days, like let's say I was at day 83 out of 90, and I wanted to take an action that took 10 days, this action would get cancelled previously and nothing would happen. But now it actually does happen, even though there would day remainings and it shouldn't, like, it wouldn't have finished, but it finishes like with the days that it did. How can I explain this? It just gets you just get less effects, right? If the action doesn't complete thoroughly, you get less intense effects relative to the time that you spent or didn't spend on it. I know I'm explaining that terribly, but it's just that the actions no longer get canceled. They just get you just get partial effect. So maybe here I wrote it a little bit better. Actions that are interrupted at the end of the season now have partial effects rather than being completely canceled. That's just what that is. It works as you would expect it to work. Anyway, there's probably a lot that I forgot to include in this video. I made quite a few changes, and I guess some got lost in the way. But this is basically it for the progression update. You can improve your focuses. They have stats. You have to do some stat matching to get the best bonuses. And if you don't, you probably will get a decent place. But if you want to get like the very high places, like number one, you need to be careful how you play and play it well, and that way you can win. And yeah, thank you so much, and I look forward to updating this even more and making the province administration prototype better. Thank you so much. Bye bye.